Hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. Recently, I came across this video. I think it was like a couple of hours ago. I didn't even know that this was uploaded. So, this is a E3 Coliseum 2018 interview. And you probably might know who this chick is. I'm sorry if I reference her as a chick. Okay, a woman. All right. A lady that did an interview with Phil Spencer, head of the Xbox and Xbox gaming division. Obviously, he's the CEO of the Xbox. They call him head of the Xbox. Everybody knows who he is. She is, I believe, she's involved in Halo and remastering the Halo editions and stuff like that. So she is involved in Halo. Okay, she did work on a bunch of Halo games, and I could be wrong, but that's who she is, and she's interviewing Phil Spencer. Now, that out of the way, I had to explain this briefly. It was interesting to listen to this interview and watch this interview. There was a couple of key things that she asked him. She asked him about, hypothetically, what does it mean being the head of the Xbox, and what kind of responsibilities does someone like head of Xbox takes in to improve. So they talk about that a little bit, but one of the most important stuff is the fact that time and time again throughout the interview, Phil Spencer is ensuring us, almost giving us like insurance, comfort blanket insurance. Let's just call it a insurance umbrella, giving us like an insurance umbrella to insure us, to give us the confidence that yes, we have purchased 5 studios called the Xbox was it Initiative? Xbox Initiative? I think that's what's called. And we are working on these games. We have Playground Games working on a separate new IP. We have other studios. Ninja Theory is working on a separate IP. So this is the good news that Phil Spencer is taking it seriously, and he is going to push these exclusive games. Now, it's going to take some time. Obviously, we won't see it till maybe 2019. Or probably 2020. But there's another thing that's not being asked here, and I wish that the interviewer asked him this, something regarding a new console. You know, there's some rumors going around about Scarlet, the new Xbox console called Scarlet. Now, we don't know when that's going to happen, or what it's going to consist of, and what's it going to be like. This is just the rumors. You know, people talk about Scarlet. Look, a lot of these projects, they have different nicknames. But that doesn't mean that's what's going to be called. Just like Project Scorpio was called Project Scorpio, but at the end, the official product was the Xbox One X. So let's listen to this interview a little bit, then I'm going to commentate. Let's listen a little bit, and then I'll give you guys my pointers, and I'll tell you what I think. So let's go ahead and let's listen to this interview really quick, shall we? Let's do this. Let's do this. Come on. Let's do it. Come on. Here we go.
Okay.
Let's get right into it. I want to start off a little bit with a title change, which sounds boring, but I think it means something more.
Everybody wants to.
Everybody wants to start
corporate
with a title
titles.
Well, you went from the head of Xbox to the head of gaming at Microsoft. What does that actually mean for Xbox, like for gamers?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
No, well, I still think of myself as the head of Xbox, but inside of the company, inside of Microsoft, we had a focus last year on gaming and the potential that we have as a company in the category. And you know, there are billions of people on the planet who play video games. We love our Xbox fans, and we want to do the best job possible for those people. The community that have been so important to where we are today, but also as a company, just think about all of the impact we can have across so many different areas in gaming. So for the company, I end up reporting to the CEO of the company, and the amount of investment we're putting in the gaming space has increased. We saw 5 studios that we added on Sunday, which was great. And it's nice to be able to see everything that Microsoft has to offer being brought to what we can do in gaming.
So you see part of the future being more integrated into the...
Yeah, I don't know about integrated. I mean, the nice thing, so our CEO is somebody named Satya Nadella. Yeah. What he said to me is, I really want to think about how Microsoft can help in gaming, as opposed to how gaming can help different parts of Microsoft. Yeah. So I don't know if that means integrated more, but there are definitely things that the company has been investing in that can have an impact on what we're trying to do, and that's where we're spending a lot of time now. It's fun.
All right. Well,
so this is very promising, and I like the fact that Phil Spencer is really focusing now on giving us the best gaming platform on the Xbox. When you consider, here's a little back history. When you look at the Xbox One in 2013, and the whole Kinect thing and being online only, and you can't trade your games, you can't share your games, and all this other stuff that they were shoving in 2013. When you look at it from that perspective, and then almost failing, you know, if Phil Spencer wasn't selected as a head of the Xbox division, I don't know what would have happened to the Xbox One, or where it would have gone, okay? But thank God that Phil Spencer came on board, and look just how much he has changed since 2014, 15, 16, 17, and now in course of 5 years. Was it 5 years? Yeah, in course of 5 years, just look how much he has changed. He gave the Microsoft members, the Xbox owners, if you will, the Xbox owners, he gave them a broader ecosystem for them to enjoy Xbox gaming. He gave them a choice where you don't have to spend $500 on a console. You can spend $250 and still have a 4K and 4K Blu-ray player with a 4K streaming and HDR and a great 4K upscaling on the Xbox One S. And then if you feel like you want to take some of those games that you purchase, you can take them on the Windows ecosystem. You can play them on the PC as well. So what he's doing, pretty much, he's broadening up that ecosystem, and you can definitely see it here. So he has done a lot, and I don't think people give him enough credit. Even I backlash at him sometimes, but once I did a little bit more research, you know, my first reaction of E3 was like a knee-jerk reaction, because I didn't know exactly what type of exclusives are they working on. But I did some research. I did find some spoilers, especially from the Playground Games that's working on Forza Horizon 4. And there's some there's some separate IPs they're working on. Same thing goes with the Turn 10 Studio. They're working on a separate IP as well, along with the Forza. I did find out that there's going to be a lot of cool games coming out in the next few years. And I also find out that every third-party game, the developers will take the advantage of this Xbox One X console. So not only are you going to have these 5 studios working on these new IPs, but at the same time, you're going to have every third-party game look its best on the Xbox One X. Okay, now, once PlayStation 5 comes out, all that could change. Obviously, we'll see. But I think it's cool. I think it's great that we have someone like Phil Spencer giving us a choice. Just like he gave us a choice with backward compatible games really cheap, and some of those backward compatible games, they're free with the Xbox Game Pass. And Xbox Game Pass, in my opinion, is the best value. You're saving truckload of money. Because when you purchase a console, you know, that's just a console. you need games. You have to purchase the Xbox Live, right, to run those games. But now with the Xbox Game Pass, $10 a month, you get to enjoy all of those first-party games. Forza 7, Forza Horizon, Gears, Halo, all of the Halos, every single new exclusive you're going to get for free with the Xbox Game Pass. So I really like, honestly, when I look at it, when I kind of dig deep and do my constructive analysis and do a lot of research, I have found out that Phil Spencer really, he truly cares. No, he really gives a damn. I mean, let's put it this way. He really cares, and he really wants to make sure that when you purchase this console, that you're going to get these great gaming experiences onto this one console. Okay? Now, granted, we all wish that he had maybe purchased these studios earlier, that he had maybe get these exclusives a little bit earlier, but let's be fair, let's be realistic. Okay, he was working on building an Xbox One X, building the Xbox One S. You have to remember, man, he inherited the mess. Phil Spencer inherited a goddamn mess with the original Xbox One. So him inheriting this mess and then trying to fix it, it took a long time. It took about a few years. Now that he finally has established what he needed to establish, now with the Xbox One X and the S and the new Scarlet console, that's what's called Scarlet, we don't know, that's coming up, we're going to see even more and more games. This is great. You see, this is what I like. I like competition because competition drives great quality gaming. Let's listen to some more, shall we?
We hear a lot of the term gaming for everyone, but I want to know, what does that mean when you think about gaming for everyone? Like, what does that term mean to you?
You know, we talked a little bit actually on stage on Sunday about this, about the community of gamers, and I think E3 is such just an awesome representation of that, of us coming together as an industry, watching all the press briefings, going and playing everybody's games, and the feeling that we get as we come together to cooperate or compete when we play. And I think sometimes we put up unnatural barriers to more people being able to play. So for us, you know, one of the things we did this year was the Xbox Adaptive Controller, if people have seen that. And thanks. Yeah. But that's, I think, in the team that worked on that, it's just an awesome example of a dedicated team inside of our group that looked at the opportunity to bring more people into make it easier for everybody to play. But it's not just physical hardware like that. There's things, as you know, we do with our services. There's things around, you know, language and translation and toxicity that are important, because we don't want to make gaming vanilla. We don't want to make gaming the same for everybody, but as somebody who goes online and plays games, or somebody who's making decisions about what games you want to play, we want you to feel like you have the choices to make the experience right for you.
And so when you think about, because we saw a huge just diversity of portfolio of games, I'm assuming it also means that, right? Depending on what it is. We saw an array of first-person shooters and action games, and so what about
Sunday in the press briefing?
Yeah, the press briefing, yeah.
Yeah, I loved, and it sometimes, it's like making soup, like the ingredients don't always come in the right order, but in the end, when we looked at the show that we had, great support from publishers all around. I thought the support we had from Japanese publishers was incredible. We started looking at just the styles, art styles, genre styles that we ended up within the show. I mean, starting with the Master Chief reveal, which I thought was awesome, incredible.
Yeah, felt the love.
It was, and then instantly going into Ori, you know, very, very different game, but, you know, is it less of a game, more of a game? It's just another great game. Looking at, you know, Kingdom Hearts, that was in our show, getting to have that on our platform for the first time. Getting things like Devil May Cry revealed on our stage was awesome, just great. Closing with Cyberpunk. I mean, you've got just studios from all over the place. You look at the characters you get to play. I noticed the number of female heroines in different games, which wasn't actually... That's right, Tomb Raider.
Yeah, Tomb Raider.
It wasn't actually planned. I mean, you know this because we're going through how things come together. but I think it's just a sign of where our industry is at. You know, our industry is not afraid to build games that ask questions and push on social commentary.
Yeah.
One of my favorite games I've been playing in the last year was Hellblade.
Yeah.
And yeah, great game. Yeah, give him a
You can clap. Oh, Hellblade,
Yeah.
good.
And Nina and Tamim, you know, going in and tackling an issue and around mental illness and putting that into the game and being very explicit about what they're trying to do with the game and the questions they want all of us to be able to feel and ask ourselves as you're playing through the Sense experience. I think that's just great. I think it shows a maturing of our art form of video games, that we can still have kind of shallow, fun, I just want to have a good time experiences, but also experiences all the way on the other end that talk about the relationship between father and son, can talk about the relationship between with somebody with a mental illness, can talk about all kinds of different questions. And I think that's just a great thing about being in the industry right now.
So it sounds like it's a.
And I want to comment here really quick. This is exactly why I personally believe Phil Spencer, it's somebody that's just right for this job, and he has proven himself in the course of 5 years by resurrecting the Xbox One, pushing the Xbox One in a different direction, and pretty much evolving the Xbox and Windows ecosystem. And then him mentioning it's about variety, and I like that he talks about this. It's about variety of games, bringing all of these different types of different games into this ecosystem of the Xbox, and giving people a choice. And some people might have a difference of opinion on this, but I think giving people a choice, it's always the best approach when it comes to gaming. You decide, do you want to play this game with the enhanced graphics and 4K and HDR on the Xbox One X, or do you want to play it on your PC? Or maybe you don't care. Maybe you don't care about the 4K and HDR. Maybe you just want to have an experience, a gaming experience, so you can just stick with the Xbox One S. So he is giving that choice for everyone to experience. What he's basically trying to do is trying to give everyone a chance to be part of this Xbox, Windows, Microsoft ecosystem. I call it the ecosystem. I don't look at it just as Xbox. You know, I look at it as Windows, Microsoft, as a Bill Gates space, if you want to call it. You know, really, it's still a Bill Gates company. This is all Bill Gates funding. This is his company, obviously. He's just the head of the division of the Xbox. But at the end of the day, the Bill Gates is the one that opens the bag of cash. Here you go. Work on this project. Work on this. Work on that. So it's good to see that they selected Phil Spencer. And I know I've been kind of critical of Phil Spencer, but that's because I had a knee-jerk reaction. On my previous first reaction of E3 show, I had a knee-jerk reaction. And it was kind of unprofessional for me to have that knee-jerk reaction without doing extensive research, looking at these 5 studios and what they're going to be working on, what they're going to be doing. I have dig deep. I actually spent last couple of 2-3 days just digging deep regarding rumors and all sorts of different things. And then I have find out that he's pushing on all 12 cylinders. And we're going to see that, guys. I know 2018 kind of sucked for the Xbox. I know it. But there's a reason for that, okay? I think next year, 2019, 2020, 2021, it's where we're going to see just Xbox going to this 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, and 8th, and 12th gear. They're going to shift it all the way up, and we'll see more and more games, obviously. And I like what he's doing, honestly, here with the Xbox in general. Backward compatible. I talked about backward compatible games and how important to me these backward compatible games are. It brings back the memories to me. A really great memories playing these backward compatible games. I'm sure it does for him as well. And it does as well to me. I love playing these games, these old classic Xbox One, Xbox 360 games being on backward compatible, and then on top of that, including the Xbox Game Pass. Remember, when you purchase Xbox, you're also going to be saving money with the Game Pass. I already mentioned that. Okay, with PlayStation, actually, it's a different story. With PlayStation 4, you have to purchase PlayStation Plus, which is $24 a month. And then you have to purchase these games, they're $60. And then PlayStation Now, nobody wants PlayStation Now, Sony. Give me a break. Nobody cares about internet cloud gaming. Nobody wants that. What you need to do is you need to make something similar to what Phil Spencer is doing. Create PlayStation Vault, where all of the backward compatible games are stored there from PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. And then you can do something similar to what the Game Pass is doing. Well, all of your exclusive games will be free on PlayStation Vault. And I'll gladly pay $20 a month for that. But we'll see. Now let's listen to it a little bit more and then I'm going to end the video. I just wanted to bring this up to your attention. I don't know if you guys have seen this video or not seen this video, but I just want to kind of bring it up to your attention.
Wonderful opportunity, but there's also a little bit of a responsibility, I imagine, that comes along with that as well when you start to dive into those types of themes. How do you balance that out?
Yeah, you know, so this is my 30th year working at Microsoft, which is crazy. And the fact that I've been on Xbox for such a long time, you know, we started and the industry was at a much different place in its maturity. And I totally agree with you. When you think about the billions of people who play games and the fact that we're an interactive art form, I think really the only true interactive art form that's out there, and the responsibility that we have that comes with that ability to reach so many people. One of the great franchises, and it's hard to say you ever own Minecraft. You're kind of the curator of Minecraft. But you know, Minecraft for many kids is the first computing experience they ever have, whether it's on an iPad or an Android phone or an Xbox or a PlayStation or a Switch, whatever it is. And we take that responsibility very seriously, that this could be the first time a kid picks up a controller or uses a touchpad and has that experience. And we want to make sure it's a good experience and a constructive experience and fun experience. And like some of the things we've done there around our education work, the work that we've done with code.org, because it's as kids start playing and they get an interest of how are these games actually built, and you can kind of show them how code flows work and all. It's such an incredible opportunity. I don't want to make it just about stuff that we've done, because there's been work in so many parts of the industry. And I just think it really does show a maturity in who we are as an industry and the responsibility that we feel.
Yeah, when I think about the maturity too, I think so much about how much more in touch we are with the community than we've ever been, especially as a leader. You're out there, you're at FanFest, you're tweeting, and I know you take the feedback seriously, because sometimes you forward it to me on some of my own projects. Did you get this feedback? You know, and I'm like, yes, I got that.
I get a lot of feedback.
You get a lot of feedback, and you forward it along when it's necessary. I appreciate that. But what does that mean to you? Because not all leaders put themselves out there, but it seems like a very important, and I know this because I get an opportunity to work with you behind the scenes, how important gaming fans and Xbox fans are to you. And to the business, not to you, but to the business as a whole, you know? Yeah,
I get a little uncomfortable making it just about me. Yeah. But I do think the community that we have, for those of us in the Xbox community, you know, I think about Matt and Xbox Addict, who was somebody that was, awesome. You know, somebody who was in our community and regretfully passed away a few months ago. And to see how the gaming community, it's not about Xbox, it's about the gaming community came together to recognize somebody that frankly many of us, I'd actually met him before, but many of us had never met him face to face. And just to see how that swept over Twitter and Xbox Live, I thought was great. And so I love being part of the community. The challenge for me sometimes is in my role, being part of the community and being this person that has been lucky enough to end up as the head of Xbox. I can't be a kind of anonymous member of the community, and there's mostly goodness in that, but sometimes there's some challenges in that. But hearing what our customers, what our fans, what our users love about our platform and our products and our games and what they don't, I do think is incredibly important. You know, when we're doing the show on Sunday, I mean, you know this because we go through the process, there's certain things I pick that I say we really have to have this in the show because it means something to a small segment of the audience. I mean, Tales of Vesperia was one of those for me that I remember on 360, the work that we did with Tales and what it meant to have a game like Tales end up on our platform. And I wanted to make sure that that showed up, and you know, everybody who's kind of outside of our community watching us put the show in. Why is Phil so adamant that this game is in our show?
We do walk out of some of the meetings thinking that, but
yeah. But you know, to me, it's all about community, and our community it's very diverse. I even look out at the faces here. It's awesome to see the collection of people that come together. It's not all about one thing. It's about multiple things, but being respectful of people coming together and playing together.
and sometimes it's
And I couldn't have agreed more. I totally agree on this. It is really important to be engaged with your community. And this is the one thing I do when I started my YouTube channel. When I first started this YouTube channel, I said to myself, look, I don't want to be like those other YouTubers out there. I don't want to be the one that's video editing, that it's reading the script and it's constantly saying subscribe here, subscribe there, follow me here, make sure you check my sponsor. I didn't want to be one of those guys. What I wanted to do is I wanted to engage with you, okay? Because when I created this platform, this Mr. 4K Upscaler character, if you will, I created it as like a social aspect of it where you guys can engage and bring your feedback and input. So when I do a video, even this video, I read every single comment and I do engage and I do talk to you. And as you all know, I do live streams. And I think this is the same is true for the Phil Spencer when he does his press conferences. And his Twitter feed is very active. He does answers the questions. Even some of the questions that are like maybe not nice, but he still respects other people's opinion and he still answers those questions, meaning that he's listening to community. Community asked that we don't be always online. They asked physical media disc. They asked for be able to share your physical media discs, and he has changed that. He has giving us a better console. He had listened to the gamers, and he is constantly involved in gaming community. Now, the one thing, like I said earlier, it's very important that you guys understand this. Phil Spencer has inherited the mess in 2013. He inherited the mess with the pricing, and then the whole Kinect thing. Okay, so when you inherit the mess, and then you have to kind of put the new objective on how you're gonna fix this. You have to get a group of people. You have to hire a group of people and the boards of directors to figure out how we're gonna fix this, change this. So you have to remember, it took him a while to get to where we are right now. Now that he has established everything that he needs to establish, you will see more and more games coming up to the front. 2019, 2020, 2021. So kudos to Phil Spencer, man. Now, I did, like I said, it was a little bit, my previous video was way too immature. It was kind of unprofessional, and the knee-jerk reaction, and, Sony dominates, that was maybe me just like having my knee-jerk reaction, if you will. It is not true. As you can see, there's tons of games on the Xbox One X, from backward compatible to the Xbox Game Pass, tons and tons and tons of games. All right, and of course there's more coming. So you guys can watch this entire interview if you guys want to. I'll leave the link down below. I just wanted to briefly give my thoughts on it. This is brand new video. This was like 16 hours ago, less than 24 hours ago. This interview was done. So go check it out. I'll leave the link down below. And as always, thank you guys for watching this. And remember, tomorrow we're going back to the televisions. I took a little break from televisions to cover the E3 show. The only reason I haven't done anything as far as televisions in the past couple of weeks because there was really nothing for me there to do. I have already done everything I need to do in terms of comparisons between X900E projectors and P55605 TCL. But tomorrow with the R617, a lot of you will have questions about the R617, the 6 series TCL television. So tomorrow we're going to be working on that all day long. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. Again, thank you for watching this video, and I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice Thursday. Take care.